Jordan Shafran here with Shafran Construction. We were called in to take a look at this wall. As you can see, a car ran into it. So let's assess it. We can see it's a cinder block wall, and well, it's 6 by 8 by 16. We're going to look at a full block. This was painted. Okay, so your standard cinder block is going to be 6 by 8 by 16. If it's a retaining block, it's going to be 8 by 8 by 16. And there are different types of block. Now, as you can tell, this block wall was painted. A car ran into it, so you can see the integrity of the wall is compromised. So we've been asked to come in and assess the wall. And maybe this will help you if someone runs into your wall. Or maybe you have a question about what happens when a car runs into a wall. So the bottom portion of the wall is going to be your footing or your foundation. And usually it's poured about 18 inches deep and about 12 inches wide, depending on the scope, depending on building and safety scope of work. Every neighborhood is different. Every county is different. Also, it depends on the terrain. It depends on what the surface area is. Okay, as you can see, this is a flat surface. So the only way to reconstruct and repair this wall would be to, well, let's see how it's shifting. I can basically pretty much push down this wall. And when we look inside the wall, I don't see any rebar elements, any structural reinforcements in the wall. Usually you'd see number 4 rebar, sometimes number 3 rebar. Walls from the 50s didn't really have this scope in the wall itself. So as we can see now, oh, well, we do have some rebar, corroded rebar, in the footing. This is an older footing. And as you can tell, this, we can see this is kind of a planter wall which wasn't built all the way up. And I can only see rebar every couple of feet, which isn't the correct construction, because any type of shift or break, you can kind of see what's going to happen. The wall is going to buckle. So, to go back into the procedure now, we would need basically to take down this entire wall, clear the footing, clear the foundation. The foundation itself has 25 to 3,000 psi of concrete mix. We need to drill, break into it, demolish it, remove it, haul it away. Then we need to recreate the channel, probably a more substantial channel. That's about 12 inches wide and about 18 inches deep. Then we place our rebar, the number 4 rebars, and we have to elevate it every about 16 inches to 24 inches, depending on the code. Once we do that, we bring in the truck from the core and we pour 25 to 3,000 psi concrete mix on the base, and then we start building up the wall. When we build up the wall, we're going to lay our first block. This is going to be your first block. You can see your foundation. The first block is laid, and then we let it sit on the footing for 1 day. This way it hardens. Now, if you were to start building up the wall on the first day that you're pouring your foundation, the wall, the blocks can pitch away and they can shift, and that's why you lay only one block with its designated weight on the foundation on the first day. Then you come back on the second day and you start building up your wall. At the same time, like we said, once we pour the wall, we have the risers, the vertical rebar coming up. That allows us to place the cinder block or any other type of block in the cells. Once we do that, we measure every row, every course that goes up. Accordingly, it obviously needs to be plumb and straight. Then what we do, even with a wall that doesn't retain anything, and real quick, a retaining wall is basically a wall that retains some type of dirt behind either side of the wall. So this is a freestanding block wall. Some people confuse the term between block and brick. Bricks are your red castaic brick, which are a lot smaller. You see them placed as pavers. These are blocks. Now, as you can tell, when this wall was grouted, they didn't do such a great job. So we have to reinforce a new complete wall, because if we try to patch this wall, it's probably going to buckle, break, and we don't want our name behind it. So I hope that gave you a brief explanation about how to construct a block wall. As you can see, the top portion is a cap. Let me see if I can grab it. See, the sails are exposed on this top cinder block, and the way that you close it off is you place a cap piece, a cap block. If that finish is off the wall, we grout the sails and we grout inside the block. And that gives us enough strength, so if there's any shifting and movement, especially we're in Southern California, there's a lot of shifting going on. So we want to make sure our walls are constructed to code. And as a precautionary measure, many times, and this is also to code, we place a horizontal rebar, 2 horizontal rebars all the way across, and we tie them down. We tie them down to the vertical rebar. This way, when there's a shift vertically and horizontally, the wall is supported. Okay, so I hope this gave you a good indication. If you have any questions, give us a call. My name is Jordan, and you've been watching Construction Time with Jordan Shafran. Take care.